People imagine the richest Arab wives shopping in luxury malls, surrounded by assistants and shopping bags stacked like trophies. But the reality is much quieter than that. If you can see them shopping, you're already looking in the wrong place. At the highest level, shopping doesn't look like shopping at all. It looks like access. Stay till the end, because this isn't how luxury is shown online. It's how real power shops in private. Subscribe now. Once you see this, luxury will never look the same again. Let's go. They don't browse. They're expected. Richest Arab wives, shopping doesn't begin when they enter a store. It begins weeks earlier, quietly, through relationships most people never see. At the highest level of luxury, brands already know who is coming. A message arrives from a brand director, not a sales assistant. Sometimes it's a polite invitation. Sometimes it's as simple as, "We've set aside a few things you may want to see." By the time the client arrives, every decision has already been made in the background. At houses like Hermes, elite Middle Eastern clients are often taken through private entrances into salons hidden behind the boutique. These rooms are carpeted, soundproofed, and deliberately invisible to regular shoppers. There are no shelves, no price tags, no browsing. Items are presented one by one, often pulled from backstock or allocated specifically for that client. There are well-documented stories within the luxury industry of Gulf royal wives who never step into the store at all. Instead, selections of Birkin and Kelly bags are delivered directly to hotel suites or private residences. The client chooses what she wants. The rest leave quietly, untouched. No one discusses prices because everyone already knows them. What's important here is not the bag itself, but the signal. Being invited into this system means the brand sees you as permanent, reliable, and worth protecting. You're not a customer. You're an account. And once shopping works this way, it stops feeling like retail altogether. It becomes expectation. Couture isn't chosen, it's built around them. Once handbags are handled through invitation and access, clothing follows a completely different logic. For the richest Arab wives, fashion is not about picking what exists. It's about shaping what will exist. A real well-documented example is Sheikha Moza bint Nasser. Her relationship with Couture houses has been visible for years, not because it is loud, but because it is consistent. Designers don't simply dress her, they adapt for her. Sleeves are lengthened, necklines are raised, silhouettes are refined to align with modesty, elegance, and authority. Many of the pieces she wears never appear in public collections at all. This approach extends far beyond one individual. Houses like Chanel and Dior routinely offer private couture appointments to top Middle Eastern clients. Measurements are taken once, stored permanently, and treated like confidential records. From that point on, garments are created specifically for that body profile. A dress might look familiar at first glance, but the fabric will be different. The cut will be quieter. The proportions will be unique. Sometimes an entire design is altered simply because another client owns something similar, and duplication is not acceptable. What makes this fascinating is how casual it becomes. Many of these women don't attend Fashion Week. They don't need to. The clothes arrive months later, already approved, already fitted, already exclusive. At that level, fashion stops chasing relevance. It becomes authorship. Jewelry is shown once, then it disappears. If handbags are about access and couture is about authorship, jewelry is where power becomes visible, but only to the right people. At the highest level, jewelry is never discovered in a display case. It is presented privately, often in controlled environments far away from boutiques. Houses like Van Cleef and Arpels and Cartier are known for hosting invitation-only high jewelry viewings in places like Geneva and Paris. These aren't glamorous launch events. They're quiet appointments, sometimes involving just one client, a brand director, and a security team. The pieces shown at these viewings often never appear online or in catalogs. Some are built around stones the house has held for years, waiting for the right buyer. Others are designed specifically after a private conversation. An emerald necklace adjusted to sit lower, a diamond piece softened so it doesn't overpower the wearer. Every detail is intentional. There's a well-known story in luxury circles of a Middle Eastern client declining a necklace because it felt too loud. Instead of pushing the sale, the house reworked the entire piece. Fewer stones, higher clarity, more restraint. The final version cost significantly more, and that was exactly the point. Once sold, these pieces often vanish from public view. They're worn to private weddings, diplomatic events, or family gatherings, then archived. No reposts, no press photos, no repetition. At this level, jewelry isn't about sparkle or status. It's about permanence, owning something that no one else will ever see, let alone own. And when luxury reaches that stage, visibility stops being the goal altogether. No bags, no receipts, no proof. One of the biggest giveaways that someone isn't truly ultra wealthy is how visible their shopping is. Bags in hand, photos taken, proof displayed. For the richest Arab wives, that behavior quietly disappears. At this level, nothing leaves the store with them. Luxury purchases are delivered later, often through specialized high-value logistics firms that handle fine art, jewelry, and diplomatic cargo. Items might be sent to a private residence, a secure vault, or directly to a private jet terminal. Sometimes they're shipped to a different country altogether. Discretion isn't a preference, it's the entire point. This is standard practice for ultra-high net worth clients and has been openly discussed by former luxury retail directors and private client managers. Visible shopping bags are considered unnecessary and, in some circles, unsophisticated. Real status is about invisibility. Payments follow the same logic. Transactions are rarely handled in the boutique. Assistants, family offices, or long-standing brand accounts take care of everything quietly in the background. Prices are known in advance. There's no dramatic moment at the till because there is no till. A former luxury executive once explained it simply. At that level, shopping is approval, not purchase. The item is already mentally owned before it's ever delivered. What's fascinating is how this changes the emotional relationship with luxury. When there's no bag, no receipt, no moment of exchange, the item stops feeling like a trophy. It becomes infrastructure, part of a larger system of access, security, and control. And once luxury is treated like infrastructure, not indulgence, the final shift happens naturally. Luxury becomes social power, not consumption. By the time you reach this level of wealth, buying luxury items isn't about personal enjoyment anymore. It's about placement, timing, and meaning. Among the richest Arab wives, handbags, jewelry, and couture often function as social instruments. A rare Hermes bag might be gifted quietly to a bride within the family. A high jewelry necklace is worn once to a private wedding or diplomatic gathering, then never seen again. A couture gown makes a single appearance and is deliberately retired so no one else can ever reference it. This isn't wasteful, it's strategic. Within elite circles, repetition is noticed. Wearing the same piece twice signals familiarity, not power. So exclusivity is protected through restraint. One appearance is enough to establish taste, status, and access. There are countless quiet examples of this. Stylists who work with Gulf families often talk about wardrobes that look almost untouched, not because they're unused, but because each piece has a very specific purpose. Certain jewelry is reserved only for family events. Certain dresses are meant only for closed gatherings. Nothing crosses contexts. What really matters isn't the object, but the access behind it. Who had first call on a stone? Who was offered a design before it existed? Who was trusted with something that will never be recreated? And here's the irony that surprises outsiders. The wealthier the woman, the quieter the look. Logos fade, colors soften. Pieces become almost anonymous to anyone without trained eyes. Because at this level, luxury doesn't need to announce itself. The signal has already been sent to the people who matter. Shopping, in the end, becomes influence. And influence never needs a receipt. Why you never see the real shopping. When you put all of this together, one thing becomes clear. The richest Arab wives aren't trying to be seen. They're trying to stay unbothered. Their shopping leaves no trail because it was never meant to. No bags, no photos, no proof. Just access, relationships, and quiet control. What looks invisible from the outside is actually a system built on trust, history, and influence. And that's the real difference between luxury and wealth. Luxury wants attention. Wealth already has it. If this gave you a new perspective on how real money moves behind closed doors, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And comment below which hidden world of wealth you want me to break down next, because the most interesting stories are always the ones you're not meant to see.